Hello folks. Today I want to continue in my series of getting, filtering, purifying, and storing water during or for a grid down emergency if you happen to live in suburbia. Now remember, I don't consider myself an expert. This is just the information I have found in books and on the internet. If I present something that is wrong, please use the comments section and help me out. So today's topic is filtering water. I've already posted videos on catching and distilling water, but for this video's purposes, assume that your water is reasonably safe, that there are no heavy metals or toxic chemicals present, but you would still like to take care of particulates, dirt, pollen, bacteria, and viruses. In North America, viruses are not as prevalent in our water. To address those, you could use iodine, chlorine, or boiling. If we look at filtering, I have a couple of low-cost options. To remove particulates, you could use a shemagh or a finely woven cloth or a coffee filter over the top of your container. So here you use the coffee filter with the rubber band on top of your water bottle, the shemagh with a bungee cord on top of the bucket. This is also a good idea to use as a pre-filter if you're using other forms of filtration as well. It will catch the large particulates. Now, after you've used this method of filtering your water, you can also use these water purification tablets. Notice there's two little vials. One actually purifies the water, the other helps remove the chemical taste of the water. These tablets are sized for a 32-ounce container. They do come in a small little bottle themselves, so as a long-term solution, using tablets to purify your water may not be such a good idea. I do know there are other folks who are using pool shock and some other chemicals that they are buying in bulk in order to purify water. The next option that we have are filters that backpackers use. I have a Katadyn ceramic pocket filter here. It has a ceramic core that is rated up to 13,000 gallons and filters to 0.2 microns. The drawback to this is having to pump 4 to 16 gallons of water a day for my family. Here is the Katadyn pump in action. You take your source and you just it's got a sponge on it that makes it float. Drop that into your dirty water source. You have another hose that comes off it, this blue one. We're going to stick that in our water bottle. And then I'm going to pump for a little bit and show you how much water I actually get out. So you can actually... Come on, little buddy. There we go. Tighten up a little bit. And for all that pumping, here's about how much water I got. So not all that much. Imagine how long I'd be here if I had to do that, 4 to 12 gallons a day for me and my family. It would take quite a while. I also have a Sawyer Mini. They say one of these can last a lifetime if you treat it right, and it does filter down to 0.1 microns. But you have to get water into the 1 liter plastic collapsible bottles and then squeeze it through the filter. This can be tedious again with having to do 4 to 16 gallons a day. So now we have the Sawyer Mini. We have a small little bag and our filter. You need to fill the bag. So you dunk that in the water. Again, this can sometimes be an issue if the water isn't flowing to fill up your bag. This is where sometimes having a cup to pour it into here greatly aids this process. Stuck my filter in the water. See, having the cup comes in handy. Once you have your bag full, simply screw your filter onto it. Then you have to squeeze it back out. And it's only going to go so fast. But it is faster than the Katadyn, or at least it seems like there's less effort just squeezing. And that's how you use a Sawyer Mini. As you can see, the drawback to both of these methods is that they are fairly slow when used in a survival situation. Imagine having to filter the 70+ gallons of water you saw me gather in my water catchment video. It may take you several days to filter that water just so you could store it. So the next step up is a couple of gravity filters. Berkey and Katadyn make some great ones, but unfortunately I can't afford them, and one of the criteria for this is affordability. So here's what I have instead. When I started prepping a little over a year ago, I purchased a ceramic filter, that's this filter right here, from a company called Just Water. This filter does come with a little cloth cover that goes over the filter. It will filter down to 0.2 microns. They say that you can clean off the ceramic about 100 times, and once you put this in use, it should last about a year with a flow rate of about a gallon an hour. Now, I also recently purchased a Sawyer all-in-one 0.1 micron filter. It is very similar to the Sawyer Mini in that it comes with a collapsible water bottle to squeeze water through it, and it does filter down to 0.1 micron again. However, it also comes with this bucket attachment, so you can use it as a gravity filter. I should also mention that Sawyer makes a similar bucket filter that gets down to 0.02 microns, but it does cost twice as much. This one retails for somewhere between $60 to $70. That other one is up north of $120. The thing that intrigued me was the fact that the Sawyer filter was rated to 500+ gallons a day. That gets into a range where I can actually filter all of the water that I'm catching from the rain in a single day. But I want to verify this. So I'm going to set up the Sawyer and the Just Water filters and see how they do and show you the results. Okay, I have the buckets set up in the kitchen, and we're going to let them sit for an hour and see how much water we get out of each filter. So you can see the Sawyer filter is running already within a minute or so. The ceramic filter is still not doing anything. So we'll give that one some time and see what happens. Apparently I spoke a little too soon. I just needed to give the ceramic filter one more minute, and now it is flowing water as well. So it's been about 40 minutes, and you can see that the Sawyer all-in-one filter almost has that 5-gallon bucket full all the way to the top. So that's definitely more than 5 gallons an hour, so that would be way more than 100 gallons in a day if you had it running 24 hours. Also, if you bought another one of those filters and stuck it on the bucket, you could put it out twice as fast. So this is definitely an option for filtering rainwater or any other water supply that you might have during an emergency. So I'd recommend that you keep a couple of these on hand. You do have to provide the bucket, but everything else comes with the kit. So here's the output of the Just Water ceramic filter after 2 hours. I have under a quarter of the bucket filled, and it is a 5-gallon bucket, so I don't believe I am getting a gallon an hour, but I am getting a fair amount. Well, hopefully this video showed you some options for water filtering, from a cloth to backpack filters to a couple gravity-fed systems. I know from my perspective, I was very impressed with the Sawyer all-in-one filter and the speed at which it output water, so I do believe I'm going to pick up another one of those. These options can be fairly inexpensive, and anyone can use them regardless of where they live and whether they own a home or live in an apartment. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.